So we talked about in the introduction, we set the 13th police district.
Yes.
How many districts are there in the city of Chicago?
The city is divided into 25 police districts, and each district is headed by a police commander. I'm the commander of the 13th, which is located at 937 North Wood.
And I think we have a map. Probably we can put it up to show the boundaries of the 13th police district. How would you characterize? So you have Division in the north.
Division to Madison, Kedzie on the west, and for the most part the river on the east. At Kinsey it jogs up to Ogden, and I follow the Ogden border to Madison, but it's like a little rectangle.
So this is, you're talking about the Westtown community?
That's correct. I have Westtown, I have a little bit of Humboldt Park, I have Ukrainian Village. It's a wonderful community.
Now, what a lot of people may not realize is that the police department is obviously not just broken up in terms of districts, but you also have a variety of different divisions within the police department. You made reference just earlier to a number of different positions that you've held.
Yes.
Can you again just give us a brief summary of some of those divisions?
Yes, well, patrol is basically the 25 districts, and then everything else is basically support of patrol. And there's things like internal affairs, which investigates allegations against the police. There's the detective division, which conducts all our follow-up investigations. There's the vice unit, which is narcotics, prostitution. All of these units work as support for the patrol 25 police districts.
If what would you recommend to those who are watching the program and who are interested in a career in law enforcement? What advice would you give to that person?
Well, the first is, one, over the past several years, we've required some kind of educational past high school. When I came on, you only needed a high school diploma or a GED. Now you need 60 hours of college. Then we have a testing process that is given throughout the city every other year, I believe, and you take the test and follow that as your guideline to getting employed.
So if you're watching the program and you're interested in a career in law enforcement, 2 years of college is basically
60 hours.
60 hours. That's 2 full years of college. You get your associate's degree.
Correct.
You can do that by attending one of the city colleges.
Yes.
Or a regular 4-year university or college program would also facilitate that requirement.
Absolutely. And then the nice thing about the police department is that once you are employed, we do have a tuition reimbursement program that will assist you in paying for the remainder if you choose to go on or pass college and get a master's or go to law school.
So this is after once you've already been
Yes.
employed. Talk to us a little bit about what is the experience in the going through as a recruit and going through the whole.
We have a training academy, 1300 West Jackson, and you go there on a daily basis. It's not some of like the state police. You live at the academy. Our academy is you go Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And it's over a period of 4 or 5 months where you learn everything you need to know about being the police, the law, how to carry a gun, how to shoot a gun, community policing, everything that helps you in becoming the police. Then you're assigned at the end of that period, you're assigned to a district, and you're assigned to a field training officer for a period of 10 weeks, and then you're on probation for about 18 months.
So you made reference to the community policing.
Yes.
And how important that is in terms of being effective as a law enforcement officer and working with community stakeholders with crime prevention and community safety issues. Tell us a little bit about your experience. I mean, you've been in the police department now for quite some time. Why is that so critical?
Well, because there are just so many police, and there's a lot more community. And the community and the police coming together to problem solve over issues that are relative to that community, it definitely works as a system and as a program. The police department's been doing it since 1993. So we're in 2009. We've been doing it for about 16 years. Every month, each beat, I have 9 beats in the 13th district. Each month we meet on each beat with the community and the police coming together to discuss old business that might have happened, new business that anybody that comes can bring up, such as One of the last beat meetings I went to on beat 1311, there was a concern over someone walking their dog and not on a leash or not picking up. We come together to kind of problem solve over issues, car break-ins, burglaries, whatever might come up during the prior 4 weeks is discussed at that beat meeting, and we try to problem solve to solve it.
I think also what's very important is, again, in building that trust between the residents and the police, and vice versa, making sure, I mean, when you're dealing with crime and community safety, it's so important to have those open lines of communication.
Absolutely.
As you indicated, you know, speaking from my own personal experience as a former prosecutor, how important it is to have that cooperation of the residents, but that cooperation is only provided if there's a comfort level.
Yes.
With our law enforcement agencies, and I think that's also very something that's fundamental, and something that's just extremely important in building that community trust. So
yes, and I think you learn that at the beat meetings. You get to know who's your beat officer. You get to know the sergeant. If there is an issue, there's somebody you can call. There's somebody you can reach out to if you can't wait for that next beat meeting, and it's not something you want to call 911 for. You can, you know, get some solutions to your problems.
Now, when you're talking about beat meeting, I want to make sure that we're clear for the viewing audience. We are now at this point referring to the CAPS program.
That's correct. Yes.
The CAPS program, you have every police district
Yes.
has a CAPS program designed to get the residents directly involved. Oftentimes the CAPS meetings are held in the police stations.
Yes.
Other times they're held outside of the police station, public libraries, schools. So it's a very community-driven effort.
Yes.
Clergy is very involved.
Yes.
And various neighborhood organizations. If you're watching the program right now and you want to learn more about the CAPS program, what would you recommend, Commander?
I would recommend you go onto the Chicago Police website, www.
Could we put that website up for the viewing audience?
www.chicagopolice.org. And at that website, you can find out which district you belong to. And each district has their programs, a schedule of their beat meetings, and other meetings that they held within the district during the month.
I've been to the meetings as a resident and also as the elected official representing the First Ward. I fully endorse them. I think it's an exceptional tool in terms of developing this sense of community collaboration between all these different stakeholders. You indicated, so we understand that component. You get to meet your beat officers. The beat officers get to meet the residents. But let's talk about some of the other programs that have become offshoots of the CAPS program. Like, for instance, let's talk a little bit about now we have the court advocate program that's
Yes.
associated with CAPS. What's that all about, Commander?
That's the community getting together and attending some of the court dates for cases, and it can be for a variety of cases that the community is interested in. And if there has been an offender arrested in that case, the court comes together and attends that court case to show support for the victim and to show the court that the community is interested in this case and they follow it through the system. And I believe we had one that just happened recently in 13. At the beginning of the year, we had some victims injured by a pellet gun.
Right, 2 offenders driving around shooting.
That's correct. And actually, there were 7 in 13, and I believe some in the 14th district. And an arrest was made of 2 offenders, and the court advocates showed up at the beat meeting, at the court case that it was first up, to show support for the victims and also to say, we are interested in seeing this case through.
The court advocates, in my opinion, also, they're an effective tool, not only for the reasons that you just articulated, but again, drawing upon my experience as a prosecutor and working also with residents who've been the victims of crime. We see oftentimes folks who are scared to come forward and to pursue the criminal charges.
Yes.
And as you